An underrated SEC matchup this weekend, Auburn traveling to Missouri. I think that this is going to be a pretty interesting game. Let's talk about it. Prediction at the end, of course, and then let's talk about our college football 25 simulations / model. So for starters, Auburn, I think the red flags are being waved here. The recruiting classes for this year and next, they're looking great. But Hugh Freeze has got to win some games this season that he is supposed to win. I think it's really hard to believe that Auburn will keep these recruiting classes, promises, signs, whatever, if one, the money isn't rolling, which as of right now it is, and two, if they're not winning games. So Auburn's got to win some games here, and this is a possible spot that I could see them pulling off an upset here versus Missouri. They have been pretty sloppy with the football to start. They're averaging 1.8 turnovers per game, and to me, that's been the difference maker in 2 of their games. So Auburn's got a very disappointing record for the start of this season, but they can definitely turn it around if they just take care of the football. Now, a lot of that goes into their quarterback play. We've seen both Peyton Thorne and Hank Brown. I believe he is a redshirt freshman, maybe sophomore, but either way, neither one of these quarterbacks has made game-winning plays. As a matter of fact, they've both made game-losing plays versus Cal and versus Oklahoma. We see both of these games end in one score, and I think the quarterback play, once again, is the difference maker there. On the Missouri side of the football, the offense has been pretty disappointing to start the season. They're only averaging 30 points per game, which you kind of think, oh, Pleasant, that's not so bad. 30 points per game, that's a damn good offense. Not by today's standards. It is nowhere near top 25 in the league, and I think that's where people kind of had Missouri's offense, especially after what they did last year. Now, I talked about at the beginning of the year, they lost their star running back from last year, Cody Schrader. But I didn't think it would make this big of a difference. The blueprint now is out on how to stop this Missouri team. It's put pressure on Brady Cook, the quarterback, and that's exactly what Texas A&M did. Man, they had a field day. Once again, the blueprint here, get to the quarterback as well as play physical football. Texas A&M sacked Missouri 6 times in that game, absolutely blew their doors off. Unreal performance there from the Aggies, and a very disappointing one from the Missouri Tigers, not the Auburn Tigers. Let's continue now, though. The Missouri defense, although it gave up a ton of points to A&M, is still 15th in the country in scoring defense, and the Auburn offense on offhand is only converting third downs 74th best in the country. Not that great. So I think this is going to be a very slow, very rugged, defensive, physical game. Auburn is only allowing 3.9 yards per carry, so I don't think Missouri is going to be able to run the football that well as Auburn's defense. Yes, it's let up quite a few points, but a lot of those points come from inopportune moments with throwing interceptions, fumbling the football. Regardless, they are 26th in the country in red zone touchdown scoring percentage, which I think is impressive based off of all these bad beats that I'm talking about. On the Missouri side of the football, we haven't really seen the explosive. Luther Burden III is going to be a first-round pick in the draft this year. I'm a firm believer in that, and I think that if Missouri is going to win this game, he has to have a big game. Missouri has to hit on the explosives because I think getting into a grind fest with Auburn is the worst possible scenario and the best possible scenario of how to get beat. You want to write up and start teaching a how to get beat 101 class for Missouri football, it's getting to a physical match with an SEC team. They're just not built for it right now, and that's why I personally think that's going to be Auburn's emphasis. And so going into our prediction here, I don't necessarily have a prediction that I'm going to present as a pick for this game in terms of who's going to win or cover the spread or whatnot. I do have a prediction, though, that this game will be under 51.5 points, the current line as of the recording of this video. I don't think either team sniffs scoring 30 points in this game. This is going to be very sloppy, very slow. I think Auburn gets back to its roots and starts running the football, playing physical ball with Jarquez Hunter, who has been phenomenal this year when he touches the football. The problem is he's not touching the football enough. All that being said, if I had to go with a gut pick, I think Missouri could pull out this win. I give them the home field advantage, but I don't necessarily think this will be a 5 or 6 point victory. It's going to be pretty damn close. Final score prediction, 21-24 Missouri. Auburn could obviously win this game. I think that it could come down to a last-minute field goal from either team, and that's why I've got the under 51.5 as my pick. Now, let's talk about the college football playoff, or not college football playoff, college football 25 model. I simulated this game 50 times, and these are the results. Missouri won 62% of the time versus Auburn's 38%, but they only covered the spread 52% of the time, and Auburn covered the spread 48% of the time. Average score was 21-26. That's why I gave my little 21-24 prediction. I think that was pretty accurate. I gave my prediction, then I did the simulation, and it lined up pretty well. So I'm pretty confident in what I've got right there. Now the under hit 66% of the time, which I think is a pretty good margin for error there. 16% from 50. That's pretty impressive stuff for this model, and that's why I'll be riding with the under 51.5. So that's going to do it for our Auburn versus Missouri preview. I think both of these teams have an opportunity to surprise each other and play physical football. All that being said, thanks so much for watching. We got a ton more previews coming out. Make sure to tune into those, and we'll see you next time.